Hey, Trevor Chiquita here from SpineWise, and if you want to get rid of that morning stiffness feeling, you want to get rid of that general achiness that you have all the time, then you need to reduce chronic inflammation, and we're going to talk about how to do that right now. If you want to follow our vids, please do so. Like our page, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. It's the easiest way for us to keep you informed and keep up to date with all the information that we are putting out and help you help yourself even more. Anyway, let's get into chronic inflammation. We've already done a whole lot of discussions on why chronic inflammation is bad. I want to start talking about the most common reason why people have chronic inflammation, and that has to do with fat metabolism and the pathways around fat. So let's talk about this now. So when we look at our unsaturated fats, so unsaturated fats are our liquid oils, okay? So these are things like olive oil, flaxseed oil, vegetable oils, pumpkin seed oil, apricot oil, all these liquid oils, not our hard solid oils like ghee, coconut oil, those type of things. We're talking about liquid fats. We can break them down when we look at our primary ones into omega-6s, omega-3s, and omega-9s. These are unsaturated. And what we're going to talk about is our polyunsaturated fats when it comes to inflammation, and these are our omega-3s and our omega-6s. And we break them up into three specific categories. So the first one, these are our omega-6s that are derived from our plant oils, so our vegetable oils. Next one, these are our omega-6s derived from our animal fats. And our third are our omega-3s, and this is what we're talking about when we're looking at flaxseed oil, fish oils, things like this. So these are our fish oils, these are our animal fats, and these ones here are our vegetable oils. Okay, we're being quite simple, but it gives you a bit of an understanding of where we're at there. Okay, the reason these three categories are important is because of what they produce down the bottom: prostaglandin 1, prostaglandin 2, prostaglandin 3 and 4. And the reason they're important is that prostaglandin 1 is anti-inflammatory. Prostaglandin 2 is a pro-inflammatory substance, in other words, it produces inflammation. 3 and 4 again is anti-inflammatory. And the reason all this is important is we need an even balance between these three things in order to allow for recovery, healing, function, brain health. But also, if we get an imbalance, we start creating abnormalities and creating chronic inflammation. And the main way that works is either we're consuming incorrect balances in those fats, and we tend to have a high predominance towards vegetable oils in the Western world. But the reason that really is such a big problem is because of an enzyme that activates a pathway that comes through here. And that enzyme is called your D5D enzyme, delta 5 desaturase. And the main reason this is important is what it does is it reduces the production of prostaglandin 1 and increases the production of prostaglandin 2. And the way it does that is by converting these vegetable oils into our animal oils. In other words, what we call arachidonic acid. So the result is we reduce the effectiveness of this pathway and we increase the effectiveness or the functionality of that pathway. The result of that is an increase in inflammation, especially chronic inflammation. So there's a few key things that we know that really do activate that enzyme. And the first one is a substance known as insulin. So insulin is the thing that we talk about with diabetics, and we have high levels of insulin. This is generally caused by either stress or via carbohydrate or blood sugar problems. The next one is free radicals and toxins in the system, and the final one then is trans fats. And these are our fried oils. When we start frying these things and hydrogenating these oils, that's when we produce those type of fats. So when we start having high amounts of those in our system, we stimulate this D5D enzyme, which shuts down this production and increases this production, leading us to a pro-inflammatory state. And this is how substances such as Nurofen or aspirin work, is by shutting down these pathways. So this pathway here and these pathways here to reduce this prostaglandin function. We also know this is how other natural substances work. So things like sesame, things like fish oil, turmeric, all of these act in this area as well, reducing that ability and negating some of the effects of insulin as well. So these are the things we want to balance out, but really we want to shut down this enzyme and allow it to function. So how can we do this? Well, there's a few quick key ways that you can do this right now without needing any help whatsoever. The first one is the most obvious one, and that is reduce your carbohydrate intake. And we've got a ton of videos that I've done over the years on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel talking about how you can do that. Two aspects we can look at. Number one is reducing your glycemic index, the GI value, the speed of which carbohydrate digests. Or the second one is to reduce the amount of carbohydrate. And I'll put some links up for you in this video so you can get access to some of the other videos we've done in the past with that as well and have a look through. Next one is to increase your omega-3s. Increase this pathway to increase inflammation. Also remember though that fish oil, especially EPA, has an inhibitory effect in that area. So taking some fish oil, somewhere in the order of 2,000 to 3,000 units a day, has a good effect at shutting down this enzyme and actually reducing inflammation as well. Cut the fried oils out of your diet. Stop using hydrogenated fats to reduce the trans fats in the diet, to bring them down and improve your liver function. I've done previous videos recently on how to improve your liver function. We'll post up that video, the link to that in the comments as well, and you can have a watch of that. But if you get the toxins in your diet down, improve liver function, that can also have a positive effect of getting rid of some of these toxins and improving that, especially the heavy metal content. And the final one is there's a couple of really awesome herbs that work really well. The first one, which is the most profound, is a substance called ginger. You can put it into your diet. It works really well. Fresh ginger does it really well doing it, and actually reduces this pathway. This enzyme in here called a COX-2 enzyme reduces prostaglandin, also reduces the effects of prostaglandin on a substance known as thromboxane, which is one of the things we know causes clotting and a whole lot of other cardiovascular issues. Garlic is another one that has that similar effect that you can put in your diet on a regular basis. And then we have some very specific medicinal herbs that can also do that. Some hormone shifts can create this too, especially in women. So high estrogen, low progesterone can also drive this pathway, increasing prostaglandin as well. That's something we often see with women who are getting stressed, having heavy periods, teariness before their periods. These type of things can often increase this inflammatory process as well, create this chronic inflammatory state. And magnesium is another substance, a mineral that's often quite helpful with dealing with this mechanism, improving insulin function, blood sugar irregularities, and also improving this pathway through here. Okay, so there's a few key things you can do to start reducing chronic inflammation today. Very simple things. Quite often for a lot of people, 2 to 3 weeks is all it takes to get rid of that morning stiffness and have you bouncing out of bed without that achiness and not needing to have those few steps. So give it a try. Start taking on a few of these things, get on top of it. Chronic inflammation is one of the things that does degenerate people really quickly, and we need to bring that down to reduce the aging process and keep you buzzing full of life as we head forward. Anyway guys, if you have any other questions, want to know more, please just post up, message me directly. Please watch those other videos I've posted in the comment section. They'll basically be allowed to give you the access to understand a bit more about how insulin works, how to get your carbohydrate under control, how to improve liver detoxification, things like that as well. But as I said, if ever you need anything, please just message me. Always here and happy to help. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next vid. Bye for now.